You gotta look beyond the VA home loan program. Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and in a recent video, I walked you through some of the pros and the cons of the VA home loan program. But there's something really funny, and that is that just because you are a veteran and you are eligible for a purchase loan through the VA, well, it doesn't mean that that's the best kind of loan for you. In fact, you might want to consider a couple of other alternatives. First, you got your plain old conventional loan that most Americans use when it comes time to purchase a piece of real estate. This kind of loan, by and large, takes the government out of the deal. On one hand, that's kind of nice because the VA has a tendency to put limitations on the types of property that a veteran can purchase and how much they can pay for it. For instance, a veteran can't use a VA home loan to purchase an investment property that they're not going to live in, and they can't use it to buy, like, a vacation home. Plus, the VA does its own appraisal of the property, and if they think that the veteran is paying too much, well, they won't back the loan. And the VA charges a funding fee for their program to make sure that the American taxpayer doesn't foot the bill for this program. That funding fee can run over 2% of the purchase price, so it's not insignificant. So, like I say, you can get rid of all the government rules by going with a conventional loan, but when you do that, the mortgage company is going to want to take steps to protect themselves against default. Interest rates on a conventional loan are likely to be higher. You'll probably have to make a down payment, and if that down payment is less than 20% of the purchase price, you may have to purchase mortgage insurance. Bottom line, if you have the cash for a down payment and you have good credit, a conventional mortgage may be a good option for you. Now, there are a couple of other government loan programs that kind of fall in between the range of a VA home loan and a conventional loan. Probably the most common is an FHA loan that is administered by the Federal Housing Administration. Just like a VA loan, the government backs a FHA loan, but instead of there being a funding fee, in this case, the mortgage is protected with mortgage insurance. The borrower, you, make annual premium payments on that insurance, so the total cost can be more expensive than just interest payments itself. Now, you might ask why anybody would go for an FHA loan when it has higher costs and it still has a bunch of government rigmarole. Well, part of the reason is because a person with mediocre credit may be able to get better terms through an FHA loan than they would with a conventional loan. This is particularly true of first-time homebuyers, and it sticks in my head that the first time my wife and I ever bought a house, we were planning to use a VA loan, but in the end we went with an FHA loan because it was a better overall package. And then, finally, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has a guaranteed loan program as part of its rural development. Obviously, this one comes with some geographical barriers that target rural areas. It limits the type of property you can purchase, and it comes with some income restrictions. But it does come with lower down payment requirements, and I'm not sure I would say that it's necessarily better than the VA or FHA loan, but I would say this. If you are a vet who is interested in retiring and literally purchasing a farm, be aware that the U.S. Department of Agriculture has a number of programs to connect veterans with resources to get started as new farmers. There seem to be a lot of happy vets and retirees operating farms, so do not overlook the opportunity to take advantage of USDA assistance. And now I want to remind you of a basic truth about your military transition. You can pretty much pick where you're going to live after the military, or you can pick what you're going to do, but one is going to constrain the other. So if you want to get started working on that decision, watch this video.